Hello. Um, Welcome to episode 14 of Vampire the Requiem, New York City. I'm your storyteller, Mike, and I'm here with one of my players tonight. Uh, on a cruise, and Patrick is busy. Melody's in Alaska right now, so uh, I'll let Robin introduce herself and her character for the night. So,
Hi, I'm Robin. I'm playing Winter Jameson. She is a vampire at the Invictus Covenant and David clan, and she owns a vampire themed goth nightclub.
in the East Village of New York. So, well, it's been a month since we played, so, and in the last episode, uh, we found out that there were several things going on. Uh, Carter and Melody have since gone back to Louisville uh, because the prince here wants them to talk her to the prince's sister there. Plus, they still have an ongoing werewolf problem that uh, has not been quite solved yet. And last episode in the club was quite eventful as Bella and Dexter almost came to blows with each other, and uh,
And then Bella and
for me, I keep
Tanner also almost came to blows.
Tanner. That's who I was looking for. I keep forgetting his name. Um, because he showed up, and not only did he show up, but the Cornelius, the prince, actually showed up with, with a new driver the side of a mountain. and, yeah, and the prince had a bit of a talk with Bella and calmed that down, and had a bit of a talk with Natalie, and that, as we saw near the end of the episode, may have triggered something because you got a call from Dex going, "You need to get home." Uh, Now, the prince had asked you to investigate a serial killer problem that the neighborhood seemed to be having. Yeah, those pesky serial killers, they pop up every now and again. So, um, and so that's where we're gonna pick up tonight. Uh, with you getting the text from Dexter. And
Okay.
It was either a phone call or a text.
It was a text. I remember.
So, uh, what are you gonna do?
First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna head into the office and I'm gonna call him real quick because I need to tell him that, give me like 20 minutes to get everybody out of here and get locked up. I won't bother with cleanup or anything. I'll show up early tomorrow morning or tomorrow night and do that if I need to. But I just need to get all the patrons out and I need to lock up real quick. So I'll call him and let him know that. I'm not going to ask any questions or anything. I'm just going to let him know, give me 15, 20 minutes and I'll be home.
He says that works, but um, stop by the corner market first because for some reason Natalie's been like downing blood ever since she got home.
Okay, well, I remember I needed to do that on my way home anyway, so I'll just get a little extra.
Yeah, because you guys don't normally just guzzle the stuff, do you?
No.
She's been doing that since she got home, so whatever going on is kind of weird.
Okay, I'll stop by there if you think it's okay if I'm a little later.
Yeah, you know, extra 10 minutes won't be a problem. Uh,
Okay.
she's not, at least at this point, she hasn't turned violent, but uh, she just it's just really weird. I have no idea what's going on.
Okay. So yeah, let me just get everyone out and lock up, and I'll be home as soon as I can.
Okay.
So I'll go back out into the club. I'll turn off the music and make an announcement that due to a personal emergency, I need to close early. Everybody needs to leave. Be open again tomorrow at normal time.
Yeah, because it's basically like somewhere between 12:30 and 1 a.m. So you're closing about an hour or so early.
Right.
And there's a distinct rumble in the crowd. It's like, and the VIP bartender's like, is everything okay? What's going on?
I don't know exactly. Something's apparently going on with Nat. Dex said I need to get home, so
Okay. Is there anything you need me to do?
well, just make sure everything's in order for tomorrow. Just tidy up a little bit behind the bar.
Yeah, because tomorrow night's live music night. So
Right.
your favorite band is playing tomorrow night. I have since it's been so long since we talked about them, I've forgotten the name of the band already.
Yeah,
So,
I don't remember.
uh, but it's the one that played at the Prince's birthday
Hmm.
party. She says in that case, I'll go through stuff and see if I can make a quick order for tomorrow night because you're going to need it.
Right, and like I said, I'll show up a little early tomorrow night just to, do the sweeping and dusting and stuff that I'm not going to do tonight.
Right. Because you remember even Natalie told you that she was going to have to make an order for
Hmm.
tomorrow. So, Yeah. So, um, well, just tell Natalie that I hope that she's okay. And
I will. I hope so too.
yeah. And with that, uh, you head for the door, trying to help get all the club goers out the door before you log up. The bartender says, "Oh, go ahead. Since I'm making an order for stuff for tomorrow, I'll go ahead and log up and
Okay, thank you.
you can get on your way." So, and as you step out into the, I guess it's still dark being 1 a.m.,
Hmm.
um, you, you suddenly remember that you don't have a vehicle here and you have to walk home.
Right. Well, I knew that to begin with.
Um, so you start walking and you see the club goers getting in their, some of them are getting in their cars, some of them are milling around the parking lot because it's like got an hour and a half to kill that they weren't counting on. Um, and you head into the neighborhood and it's not long and you're the front door of the small neighborhood corner market that's just down from your guys' apartment. And you walk in and nobody in there at 1 a.m. The elderly couple are both sitting behind the counter on stools. So do you go up and talk to them first, or do you start loading bo- bottles of blood into the hand basket
Yeah,
first?
I'll
Yeah.
go to the cooler and start putting blood in the handbasket.
Yeah. These bottles do actually look like wine bottles. They've even got fancy labels on them. You know, they did this on purpose so that people would think that they're wine bottles and
Hmm.
not freak out about it. Fact, you've got to look pretty close at the label to see where it says what blood type it is. Somebody just randomly picking it up thinking it's a bottle of wine wouldn't
Oh.
even notice.
Until they got it home and opened it.
Yeah.
And they'd
So,
be going, what the hell?
oh, I've had some bad wine before. So it's possible they'd be like, wow, this is just a bad bottle. It's like that. Man. So, yeah. So what? You're gonna get one. How many bottles of wine are you gonna get?
Well,
Or blood?
since I'm not really sure exactly how bad the situation is, I think I'll get like four of Nat's preferred type and two each of Dex's and mine.
Okay. You. It takes for 6 bottles, it takes 2 of the little handbaskets. So you're walking up with a handbasket in each hand, set them on the counter, and the lady is like, "Oh, hello, Winter. It's been a while since we've seen you.
Yeah, yeah, have to do our
How
blood run.
uh, looks like you've got quite a bit there. That's more than your normal order.
Yeah,
What's
I don't know exactly.
what's been? Hmm, yeah, and the old man chimes in and goes, "Yeah, things have just been getting weird around here in general lately."
Yeah, I kind of thought everything was going to settle down after the whole failed takeover thing. With the,
Eh,
the seven and the Strix gone, I thought things were going to get back to normal.
well, he says it has to that degree, but it's never normal around here. It's just that every now and again, the groups that are fussing with each other change. It's, there's always something stupid going on. Yeah. And, and the woman's like, well, and to that degree, I'm sure you've heard of the current strangeness in the neighborhood.
Yes, I had a visit from the prince at my club tonight, actually.
She's like, hold it. The prince showed up at your club?
Occasionally, unfortunately, he wasn't there just for a good time tonight. But yeah,
Uh, oh, okay. Hmm, yeah, because it's all over the TV and all over the news, and the the city as a whole is getting kind of nervous about this.
understandable.
But of course, if there's the vampire component to it, the normal human news doesn't know about that yet.
Yes, I just wish the human cops didn't know about us.
Been to visit you, have they?
Several times since that business.
Yeah, they've been in here a couple times too. Funny, they've all left with headache problems. It's like when you've been around as long as I have, you know how to deal with humans. She says, you know how old the prince is?
Old.
I was around before he was born.
You mean before he was turned?
Yeah,
Really? Wow.
yeah.
Well, you look good for your age.
Sure. My own special blend of vampire cosmetics. Uh, yeah.
As far as the police are concerned, I'm all for turning a few of them. I mean, we can use some vamps on the force, couldn't we?
Well, we do have a few here and there, but uh, adding a few more, that would probably take the prince's okay.
Plus, I'm not sure we want new vampires running around with
Nah,
the police, come to think of it.
right, yeah. They'd be like, hey, I've got power. Yeah, not a good idea. Most of the vampires on the force have been around a while and they know better. So, well, I see you've got mm, a little bit extra of Natalie's favorite type.
Yeah, there seems to be something going on with her. Actually, I had to close my club early tonight. Dex took Nat home because she was off, and he texted me and said I had to come home and that she was drinking blood like crazy, which is not typical. You've been around a while. Do you know what that could mean in a vampire?
No, it means off the top of my head, it would mean that there's some sort of illness or virus or something that's throwing her blood chemistry off that's that's making her react like she's not getting the blood she needs.
Of course, I'm thinking, I don't really say anything, but I'm thinking to myself that that's possibly something they could have done to her at the when she was at headquarters.
Or a side effect of something they may have done. Something they tried that didn't work quite
Right.
right, you know?
Or it could have even have been an intentional experiment.
Yeah,
Maybe they're trying to make vampires go rogue.
that's possible.
That would not be a good thing.
And you see, the old lady says, and it doesn't even have to be general knowledge of the Invictus. If there's one person there that's trying to do this for their own, you know, that could cause a whole lot of problems.
Right.
Well, you know what? You saw what happened in the park just because, you know, one rogue priest wanted to take over
Right.
you know, the fact it's not generally when something like that happens, generally not, oh, I'll know about it. We're all doing it because we all agree with it. You know, that rarely happens. You know, you can't even get a neighborhood to agree uh, on, you know, trimming trees or who should pay for
Right.
the lawn care and all that stuff. So anything really important, nobody agrees on. But hopefully Natalie's okay.
I hope
And,
so.
and you keep us up to date with her and we'll keep you up to date on anything we hear about the human lady going around.
I'd appreciate that.
We hear most things in this place. Our major problem is deciding what's real and what's not. So. Oh, and you see the prince next? Tell him to stop by.
Okay.
We haven't chatted in a while.
He's got a lot going on right now, but I'll pass that along to him.
Okay. Tell him Dahlia and Jewel said hello.
Okay.
And with that, you pick up your 2 bags full of bottles of blood and wander out the door. And within a few minutes, you're standing of your apartment door. And even through the door, you can hear noises, which isn't, you're assuming isn't normal. You're generally not here at 1:30 in the morning, so you don't generally notice if there are noises going on in your apartment.
Well, where none of us are generally here at 1:30, so there wouldn't be anyone in the apartment to make noise.
But you can distinct if you listen. In fact, if you listen closely as you're unlocking the door, you can hear Natalie and Dex's voice. And it seems to be rather loud, actually. So you walk in the door, put the 2 bags of blood on the kitchen table, and you walk into the living room. And you literally see Natalie on top of Dexter, who's on the floor.
Like, what kind of on top of are we talking here?
Uh, I'm talking. She's basically straddling him, trying to pin him to the floor. And it does, from the volume of the voices you're hearing, it doesn't look like a pleasant activity is going
Okay,
on.
because I was thinking it could be one of two things, either fighting or another thing that starts with F.
Right, yeah. Which Dexter has been wanting to do, but
Right. But things have been a little hectic.
yeah, in fact, he seriously wants to relive the first night that you guys did that, minus the
Turning into a vampire.
right, yeah. He wants to do the rest of it all over again, but
Well, I'd be down with that. You'll go hunting first, and
yeah.
I'd be down for. I'm ready for a hunting trip. I mean, sure, bottled blood's fine, but
Yeah, it
but the hunting
just
is fun.
the bottled blood just doesn't have the it's sort of like the difference between bottled soda and fountain
Hmm.
soda. There's a definite
Yeah.
difference there. So, uh, and Natalie and you had talked about possibly going, the three of you
Mhm.
going out on a hunt this weekend. So, but basically, Dexter is trying to he's trying to figure out why she's doing this. At the same time, he's trying to not either get himself hurt or end up hurting her
Mhm.
trying to get up. Because, you know, even though she is an older vampire than he still outweighs her by about twice. So,
Is she like trying to strangle him or anything, or is she just trying to pin him down?
uh, it actually looks like she's trying to pin him down so she can bite him.
Okay, so I'm gonna go into the kitchen. I'm gonna grab one of her bottles of blood, and I'm gonna take it back out and be like, Nat, I've got some blood for you.
Because if you were to take a moment to check in the refrigerator, you have a little bit in a bottle, and so did Dexter's, but Nat's bottle is gone. So she's yeah, she. The only reason she hasn't drank yours and his is that it wouldn't taste good to her, but if she got really desperate, she'd do it anyway. So it's like, uh, Natalie hears your voice and vaguely hears something about a bottle of blood, uh, which I assume you're holding in your hand.
Hmm.
Um, Give me the vampire equivalent of a dex check.
Okay. Oh, there is a dex.
You have to roll under that number.
Under what number?
What is the dex number?
I have two dots or two things filled in
Oh, okay.
dex.
2 dots. All right.
Yeah.
It's 8, 9, or 10 on
Okay,
the dice.
well, then that's two failures because I got two sevens. So close.
Okay. Well, you did. At least you didn't botch.
No.
So she has. She darts. She leaves Dexter, and you have not seen her move quite like this before. Before you can take a breath, she's basically right in front of you with her hand on the bottle. And Dexter's, you hear him breathing a bit hard as he gets up off the floor. Like, that isn't what I had in mind. And what the hell is going on?
Has she been like this since you got her home?
Well, she immediately headed for the fridge and emptied her bottle of blood, which she doesn't do that. You know, we have a cup of blood in them when we get up, and we might have some if we're watching a movie or something, but
Right, and
she
I
was
usually
act
have some at the club.
and well, we all do one. It's but she was acting almost desperate. Like if she didn't get blood, there'd be a problem.
Did she, has she said anything?
She hadn't said anything since we got home. Not a word.
Hmm.
When she when she re- when she realized her bottle was empty, she came after me, and I've been sidestepping her all night, and then she caught me when I wasn't looking.
It's, sounds like it's a good thing I got home when I did.
Yeah.
I mean, not that you couldn't take her, but she seems pretty rogue right now.
Well, I don't want either one of us to get hurt.
No,
Like,
but
you know,
I mean, if it's a matter of, well, I don't want to say life and death because we're kind of between the two
yeah,
anyway. But, you know, you have to defend yourself, is what I'm trying to say.
yeah, yeah. But short of leaving her unconscious, I don't know that anything could stop her in the given state she's in.
Yeah.
How in the world are we gonna find out what this is?
Well,
'Cause this is not normal.
if it's if it is like I'm thinking, something they did to her while she was under treatment at the Invictus headquarters, the only thing I can think of to do would be to go there and confront them face to face.
Mm. Wasn't Bella going there?
Yes, but that was before this little development.
Do, do we have a way of getting a hold of Bella other than walking down to the park and hoping that her and her sisters are there?
Well, yes, she gave me her phone number a while ago.
You might give her a call and tell her what's going on with Natalie. Well, and see if she's actually been there yet or not.
Yes, and if she has information to go back because I want to know what the
Yeah,
what's going on here. So yeah, I'll give her a call. It's not too late. She should still be up.
yeah, it's probably about 1:30, something like that.
We've got a ways before sunrise then.
Yeah. So, uh,
Well, I'll give her a call. Um,
but Dexter's like, before you do that, what do we do about Natalie in the short run? Because we don't want her trying to attack either one of us.
no, well, my first thought would be to tie her down and stick an IV blood bag in her so she's.
Well, do we have anything handy to tie her down with currently?
I could run back to the corner store and see if they've got anything there.
Uh,
I mean, if it's like a convenience store, they might have some like clothesline or rope or something.
yeah, that cheap, scratchy polyester goo that you don't really want to use on anything. Yeah. But yeah, they might have that. He's like, if they do get a bunch of it, because it may take a bit.
Okay. And as far as, I mean, we've got the blood. As far as an IV bag, I could run by that clinic Nat took us to and see if they've got an extra one, bag
Yeah.
and needle. And
I've got a better idea. Why not get Natalie into the car and get her to that clinic?
well, I mean, her trying to attack us is one thing. We don't really want her attacking the people there.
True. But if they can put her on an IV, she might calm down.
And actually, come to think of it, they might have a way to sedate her too.
Yeah.
As long as they've got like a back room or something, because I don't think we want her out front where people or vampires coming in can see her in her
No.
state.
Where the donors are, that'd be a bad idea.
Right. Oh yeah, we'll have to, if we're gonna do this, we have to make sure she can't get at the donors right when we walk in. Because that's
Yeah.
probably not the experience they're looking for.
Um, let's see. I think she'll be okay as long as the bottle of wine, the 4 bottles of wine you got, will keep her busy for a little bit.
Yeah.
Go get the rope. Go get the rope from the corner store, and if we have to tie her down and then put her in the car, we
Okay.
can do that.
And maybe I'll grab an extra bottle too, just for if we do have to throw her in the car, that'll keep her occupied in the car.
Yeah.
Because I don't want her trying to attack me while I'm driving her to the clinic.
Nah. And even the back seat of the Tesla's close enough that she could get to either one of us. So, yeah.
All right, so I'll run to the store. The other bottles of blood are in the kitchen if you want to
Yeah.
grab those for her and stick ours in the fridge.
Okay, I can do that. So he goes off to do that. And as you're headed out the door, he says, maybe somebody at the clinic might have an idea of what to do about this, at least temporarily.
Right. So I'll head out the door, and as I'm walking to the clinic, I'll call Bella. Or I mean, as I'm walking to the corner store, not the clinic.
Yeah, yeah. She answers, hello?
Hey, Bella, it's Winter. Have you had a chance yet to go check out the Invictus headquarters?
Actually, I was on my way. That's why I'm not
Oh,
at the club tonight.
okay. Well, I'm glad I caught you before you got there because there's a little information I'd kind of like you to get from them if you can.
Why? Did something else happen?
Well, you know Nat was there under care, right?
Right.
Well, they
Yeah.
did something to her. I don't know what the issue is. She seems to be going rogue. She's downing blood like crazy. She tried to attack with Dex earlier.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm. That does seem odd. Um,
Yes. So I'd like you to try to figure out anything you can about what they may have done to her there.
Okay. And um, I've contacted both of my sisters, and they're gonna meet me there.
I thought they disappeared.
That's true. We'll backtrack on that one. They're gone. Uh, Forgot about that. I set up too many things last time we played. Um, so, um, is Dex okay?
Yes,
She
he's
didn't
all right. I
like.
actually got home and found her trying to pin him down, but she hadn't hurt him. She was trying to bite him, it looked like.
What? We don't generally bite each other without
No,
permission, at
not
least.
not after the initial whole turning someone thing. No.
No, because generally it's like a couple and that sort of thing. So, yeah,
Yeah, but
that's real weird.
she
If
seems
she,
just insatiable.
yeah, if she's in that, if she's willing to like do that to Dex, something's definitely going on. Okay, I'll see what I can find. What I can find out. Um, I should be back at the club tomorrow. Uh, Mainly because the band is playing and I want to hear them. But you and I, you and Dex and I can get together and talk about stuff.
Okay.
See, once I see what I can find at the Invictus Center.
Okay, thank you.
Well, hopefully, whatever this is, Natalie can fight it.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So uh, she's like, well, okay, I'll see you tomorrow night at the club then.
Okay. See you then.
And she hangs up. And by the time you're done talking to her, you're back at the corner market again. And you walk in, and it's like the two of them haven't moved in the half an hour you've been gone. They're like, oh, hello again, Winter.
Hi.
Uh, what's going on?
Things seem to be a little worse than I anticipated, and may need to restrain Natalie for a little while. You guys wouldn't happen to have any rope or anything, would you?
No. She says, I don't think we sell that. But Jewel, who's the the male ghoul, is like, hold it. Uh, we'll, I'll need this back, but I have some chain in the back room. Uh,
Okay. That would probably be better.
You can borrow it if you like.
Okay. I should only need it for a few hours.
Uh, and um, the woman looks at him like, I didn't know you had that back there. Uh, like, she's supposed to know everything about him, and she's like, what? um, you been doing something in the back room I don't know about? He's like, eh. He just basically ignores the question. So he heads off to the back room, and she's like, so what's happened here?
Apparently, Nat tried to attack Dexter. Like she was going to feed off of him.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's not typical behavior for any
No.
vampire.
Nope. And he comes back with basically 2 sets of, they're not manacles because they're not metal. They're the restraints you see from a hospital. There's a pair of wrist cuffs with chain in between them, and a pair of ankle cuffs with chain in between them. And they're the heavy white ones that you see used in hospitals and institutions and such. And now she's really looking at him sort of sideways. It's like, and why would you have those? And he just ignores her again. It's like, eh. He does say one thing. He's like, I did have a life before we met, long time ago. Yeah. But he turns to you and goes, you can borrow these for as long as you need them. Just bring them back when you're done.
I will, thank you. And I'll run over to the cooler and get another bottle of Natalie's blood and pay for that.
Okay. Oh, he's like, just a second. Well, she's ringing you up. He disappears again and comes back with a length of chain. He's like, this is for if you need to connect the two.
Okay.
Should have grabbed it when I brought the others out, but I forgot about it. Hope everything goes okay and you find out whatever is going on.
Oh, I do too.
So, and you walk back over to the apartment. As you're unlocking the door, you hear this big slam sound. You walk into the kitchen and you see Dexter, like, with his back against the refrigerator. And she's, like, standing there going, glaring at him, like, yeah, with this look on her face like, you need to move so I can get to the refrigerator. and there are 4 empty bottles sitting on the table. So in the time that you were gone, she downed 4 bottles of blood. No vampire would do that. They wouldn't even down one whole bottle in that short amount of time. Their system wouldn't deal with 4 bottles of blood in,
Right.
20 minutes. So Dexter sees the other things along with the extra bottle that you brought, and he's like, the look on his face is like pure astonishment. He's never dealt with anything like that before. He's like, he may have been a biker dude in his human life, but he was a fairly straight-laced, normal one.
Well, hopefully it'll work. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to lure Natalie over to sit on the couch with the other bottle of blood I just bought. I'm gonna try to get her to come over and sit on the couch, like dangling a carrot in front of her.
Yeah. As you sit on the couch, she's there. It's like, you didn't know she was able to move quite this quickly because she's never done it before. But Dex comes over and whispers in your ear, basically, how are we going to get her restrained without her freaking out?
That's a good question. Maybe it will come to knocking her out.
Mm. And upon hearing this, he's like, and how do you propose to do that? Like, I don't really want to punch her, but I could if we had to.
Right, and unfortunately, drugs don't really work on us. It'd be nice if it was just a matter of putting something in her blood. That's not gonna work.
You can get drunk, and you can have the side effects of street drugs, but as far as something that hits her hard enough to
Right.
knock her out, that would take some time.
Well, the other option is we do it fast before she even knows what we're doing.
I think it's time, Dexter says. I think it's time for a reverse of the positions that you saw when you first walked in.
Yes.
I hold her down and you. This could be dangerous for all three of us,
Especially the two of us, I think.
but I think it's the best thing to do.
And it's probably best to do it now before she finishes the blood, because
Yeah,
once she's finished, she's going to be desperate.
right. It just seems like no matter how much she drinks, she can't get enough. Um, so she's holding the bottle with both hands, and he comes up behind her, behind the sofa, and grabs her underneath both arms, and
Okay.
just literally lifts her up off the sofa into the air, and she's still holding the bottle because literally the bottle of blood is all she cares about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, uh, so he's got her in a modified bear hug right now, and uh, he says, "You could probably get her feet while I've got her up in the air. I don't know how. We're gonna have to take the bottle away from her to get her arms, and I don't even want to think about that."
Yeah.
So, give me a dex roll to see if you can actually chain her feet or restrain her feet is better to put.
Should I do a dex and strength? Or just a
Yeah,
dex? Okay.
dex and strength.
Okay, well, that was one success.
Well, it's enough to get one leg, and she looks down at you like, "What the hell are you doing?" Roll those two again and see if you can get the other leg.
Again, one success.
Okay. You are able to get, with a certain amount of difficulty, you are able to restrain her legs. And Dex is like, "Okay, that's one. Now what?"
Um, so is she finished with the bottle or no? Oh, okay.
um, she she is, but she's still holding on to it with for dear life. She yeah, the the bottle has become the thing that she's fixated on.
Okay. I was thinking if there was some left in it, I could get Dex to get her sitting on the couch again, and he could get her hands while I held the bottle for her so she could still drink. But if it's empty, that's not going to work.
Yeah, it's empty. Which means you don't have anything to occupy her with in the car to going to the clinic.
Well, I know it's not her favorite, but I could go for either a bottle of either mine or Dex's. If she's that desperate, it should work.
Yeah, she won't notice until she drinks it, but where normally you'd be like, wow, this, you know, vampires can drink any blood type. It's just that, you know, they develop a liking for a certain one.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, because she drank from Dexter when you guys turned him, and
Right.
you don't know that he was her blood type or not. So yeah, you can give it a try.
So I'll go into the kitchen, I'll grab one of my bottles, I'll tell Dexter to slam her down on the couch and get her hands clasped real quick while I act as kind of the IV. I hold the bottle so she can just drink and maybe be kept occupied.
I'm gonna roll for her and see if this little trick of yours works or not. Uh, she got one success. So basically, um, give me another dex and strength check.
Wow, one success.
Uh, she finally realizes something weird is going on here, and you try to get her hand, but she fights you. So we're gonna have to do a contested dex and strength roll and see who wins.
Okay, do I need to roll again then?
Yeah,
Okay.
and so will she.
Ooh. No successes and one, so that is definitely a
You
failure.
botched.
I botched, yeah.
She got one success. So you're messing with the cuffs and the chain, and she goes for you instead. And you, you're gonna have to make a choice of either trying to hold her off or trying to get away, because she's definitely sure that something weird is going on here.
Well, I'm going to hit the ground and roll away and at the same time yell for Dex to do something.
Well, about that time, you see him walk out of the kitchen with, I think it's one of his bottles of blood. And at that point, she's just about on top of you. But she sees Dex holding another bottle, and she like immediately darts from you to it. Although she isn't as fast as she would be, because you do have her legs shackled together to a degree, but she's still faster than your average human would ever be. And she grabs the bottle out of Dex's hand. She takes a drink, looks at him sort of sideways, because it's not her preferred vintage, as it were, but she drinks it anyway. So what are you doing?
Well, as much as I hate to do it, this seems to be the only option at this point. So while her back's to me, I'm going to unplug the table lamp and walk over and try to swing it at her head and knock her out so I can get to her hands and get her tied up. It's for her own good. It's for our own good.
Okay. What would the well? We'll go with another strength and dex roll. See if you can actually swing this professionally enough to knock her out.
Or would that be a strength and brawl?
Yeah, brawl would work better because you're fighting basically.
So I'll do a strength and brawl. One success.
So you pick up the lamp and swing it. You do in fact hit her with it. She staggers, but she still has the bottle in her hand. In fact, she staggers up against Dexter.
So I tell him to take the opportunity, wrap his arms around her as hard as he can, and then I'll grab the shackles and hopefully slap him on her while he's holding her.
Well,
that's the plan.
The problem is she's holding the bottle, so he easily puts her in a bear hug, but she's still holding the bottle.
Well, I'll have to either snap her hands together while she's holding it or get it away from her.
There is enough chain between the cuffs to, chain up her hands and still have her hold the bottle.
Yeah, so I'll do that.
Give me a dex and strength roll. And don't botch this time.
Yeah. Well, I didn't botch, but no successes.
You try to do it, but she's holding on to the bottle so hard that you can't manage to get the shackles around her wrist. There isn't enough room between them to do it. The only way you're really going to do is take the bottle away from her.
Okay, so I'll try to do that.
Contested strength roll to see if you can yank it out of her cold dead hands, as it were.
2 successes.
She got 1. So you were able to grab the bottle. She's now attacking Dexter furiously because he's holding a bear hug and you just took her bottle. So,
So I'm going to try to snap the restraints on her again real quick.
okay. Dex and strength again.
1 success.
You got 1 hand.
All right, so I'm gonna tell Tex, hang on, hold on, I'm gonna try this again.
Before you do that, she swings the chain at Dexter because it's attached to 1 arm. So she swings it at him to try and get loose. But she is unable to connect.
So I'm gonna hold up the bottle of blood and say, Nat, if you want this, you have to be good.
She looks at you and her eyes are just solid black. But it seems she puts her arms down because it seems like she heard what you said.
Okay, so while her arms are down, I'm gonna try to get her other hand with the restraint real quick.
Okay.
Is that another strength index?
Yeah.
That's 2 successes.
You are finally able to do this because she put her arms down. So now you have a situation where her hands and her feet are restrained. They are separated though. They're not. You didn't put the connecting chain on, and that's a choice you've got to make whether you even want to bother with that.
I think what we need, I don't think we need to deal with that. I think we should just get her in the car and take her to the clinic now. And I'll drive. Dex, maybe you sit in the back with her and, keep feeding her blood to keep her.
Dexter says there's about a half of this bottle left. So
Okay, well, grab another one of mine, I guess.
yeah.
Guess we're
We
gonna
can
have to
all.
stop by the store again on our way home.
I was gonna say we can always do that, but so
Looks
he
like we're gonna
grabs.
have.
So he grabs one of yours. So you and Dex each have a bottle left in the fridge, and there's none of Natalie's in the house. You yourself are starting to wonder how she can manage to drink this much and not explode. Because dead or alive, your stomach will only hold so much.
Right, and I made that mistake when I was first turned. So,
Yes.
yeah, it wasn't a pleasant experience.
Right.
Did you know vampires can still puke even like humans?
Yeah.
It's not fun.
And that's the other thing. You're wondering why she hasn't. Although you are hoping that she doesn't do it in the car, but
That's her car. She can clean it.
Yeah, but you gotta use it till she
Yeah,
gets better.
that's true. Yeah, let's hope
Un-
she doesn't.
Unless you want to start riding on the back of Dex's bike with Dex. So, uh, so you get into the driver's seat and Dex struggles to get her into the back seat. And it seems like you're not that far from the clinic. It takes maybe 15 minutes. But in that time, she's drank a bottle and a half. And Dex is like, gee, I'm glad we're here because we're out
Yeah.
back here.
Okay, well, let's get her, and I'm assuming it's going to take both of us to get her out of the car and into
Yeah,
the clinic.
yeah, especially since there's no blood left. So I want a strength and Dex from you.
Oh, 4 successes.
Well, well, that's good because Dex didn't get any.
Yeah, I got an 8, a 9, and 2 10s. That's,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
And now Natalie's gonna roll to resist. And Natalie got 110, but I'm rolling tonight. You are extremely lucky because Nat hasn't hit any of her rolls tonight at all. So you are able. So basically, what's going on is Natalie's busy fighting Dexter, and you're able to drag her in quitting. Uh, and all of and I'm gonna roll. She gets 1 success on her perception roll. So she suddenly looks around and realizes where she is and tries to bolt for the door. Uh, I want a perception roll from you while I'm rolling a dex and strength roll from Dexter trying to hold her where she's at.
What would perception be?
Uh,
Intelligence or wit? Not wits, but intelligence?
yeah, intelligence. Actually, it's wits and intelligence together equals
Oh,
perception.
okay.
That one I do remember.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that's. I got 1 success.
You look around the clinic They're what? Um, there are 4 pairs of people. Yeah, 4 donors and 4 matched vampires. So, and there are 2 clinic staff members that you can see. And Dex got uh, 2 successes trying to hold her in place so she doesn't bolt. So what do you do?
I'm gonna flag one of the wave one of the staff over and explain what's going on and be like, we sort of have a rogue vampire here. It's like she has already drunk like 6 bottles of blood. She seems insatiable. We thought this was we figured this was the best place to take her. You could, hook her up with an IV, maybe sedate her somehow, maybe tell us what could have happened here and what we can do about it.
The staff member looks like stunned. They're like, I've never heard anything like that before. So the blood and how length of time?
Almost 2 hours.
You see the girl's eyes get large. Like, if there was such a thing as drinking so much blood that it killed you, I'm surprised she's not.
I know, I had that thought myself.
But I've never heard of that happening either.
I'm surprised she hasn't gotten sick.
That's true. She should have at least thrown up by now. And Dex is like, well, since I've been putting her in a bear hug all night, I'm kind of glad she hasn't.
Yeah, there is that.
Yeah.
So, do you have a back room you could set her up in?
Yeah, we actually let me roll for that and see. Uh, she's like, we don't really, but we do have sort of a janitorial / supply closet that we could clear out. We have a rollaway bed we could put in there.
Okay.
We use it for family and stuff. So, and the other staff member who's the guy comes over, and she basically tells him what you told her, and he's like, whoa. And she tells him what she wants. Yeah. And he's like, okay, I can go do that real quick. Give me 5 minutes and I'll set something up in the storage closet. He says, to the other staff member, you should call the head of the clinic and get her down here because we don't know how to handle this. And she'll whip out her handy iPhone and be like,
Well, we figured you were better equipped to handle it than we are.
yeah, well, that's true, but yeah, the head of the clinic you've actually met when Natalie took you guys there. She's an actual doctor. She would know more than the staff members
Right.
would. So you hear her say, ma'am, we have an issue down here. You might want to come down. And you can hear on your side, she says, okay, I'll be down in a few minutes. And the girl hangs up the phone. So you guys are waiting around. Dex has still got Natalie in a bear hug, even though she is shackled hand and foot. Other than that, things look like they're going normally at the clinic. The 4 vampires are feeding off the donors, and they have special staff that are supervising that. And it looks to be going well. You see, after a few minutes, you see a mediumly tall, slightly taller than you, redhead walk into the bar, into the clinic. Although she's dressed very strangely, she's dressed in an evening gown and high heels with a lab coat over it. And she's like, hello, I'm Dr. Jameson. I'm the head of the clinic. And the staff members like, you look like we interrupted something. And she's like, yeah, I was out to dinner. But the clinic comes first, so she walks up to you and goes, so what do we have here?
So I'll explain to her that Natalie, who I seem to remember she and Nat know each other.
They do. And she turns from you and looks at Dexter and then looks down and sees Natalie and sees that she's in restraints. And she's like, holy crap. And she goes up to Natalie. Natalie turns and looks at her. And her eyes are still solid black. She doesn't recognize anything. And about this time, the male staff member comes back and goes, okay, everything's set up in the janitor closet. There's a bed there, there's an IV stand, and I found a bag of blood.
Are you going to need the restraints, or do you have your own? Because those are kind of on loan.
She says we have restraints that we can use that will literally restrain her to the bed. So we won't be needing those.
Okay.
And she motions to the male staff member to help Dex get her out of these things. She struggles a bit, but isn't able to get away. With the successes being 8, 9, and 10, I'm rolling a lot of 7s tonight. Just this close from being complete chaos. But she's Dexter and the male staff member literally pick her up and carry her to this little janitor closet that has been hurriedly retrofitted into this little room. The best thing about it is it has 2 or 3 LED lights, so it's well lit to be a janitor closet. And they plop Natalie down into it and are able to restrain her to the sides of the bed where she can't. She can move a little bit, but she can't get anywhere. And Dr. Jameson walks up behind you and says, we'll take care of her from here.
Here, let me give you my phone number so you can keep us updated.
Yeah, that would be good. And I'll give you mine so that if you have any luck finding out what this might be, you can give me a call.
Well, they only I have an idea of what it might be, but not exactly. See, she was attacked by a Strix not too long ago and was taken to the Invictus headquarters to be treated. And I think they may have done something to her there. She said something about overhearing them talking about experiments, and they might have done something to her that caused this. We've got someone checking that out. So yes, I'll let you know if we find anything further out.
And she walks up to you and whispers, that would be a real problem if something's going on over there.
Yes, for vampire kind in general, yes.
Yeah. So, hopefully it's something much simpler.
We'll be in
Uh,
touch.
but we'll keep her supplied in blood, and I'm probably gonna sedate her for a while because
That's why we brought her here. uh,
she
I would keep her
she's
away from the donors if I were you, because she'd probably kill them.
yeah, no, I'll have staff people. I'll get another staff person in to just watch over her and take care of her and stuff. In fact, I'll go make a phone call now for that. But she should be safe for now and unable to hurt anybody.
Good.
And with that, you guys walk out of the clinic, jump back into the car, and decide where you go from there. But it's 9:30, and that seemed like a good spot for a break,
Okay.
unless you don't need one.
No, that's good. The only thing is Chase's dinner time is at 10.
Uh, um,
So should we go till 10 and then take a break there, or should we just go without a break and go till 10?
well, yeah, we could go for another half hour and then call it.
Yeah.
Uh, that way we could get done for the night and then you could feed him.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't need a break or anything like that for
No,
half an hour.
I'm okay for half an hour.
Okay. So um so you guys are jump back in Natalie's Tesla and are headed back toward the apartment. So what are you and Dexter talking about doing on the way?
Well, we need to go to the corner store because we need some more blood. We need to return the restraints.
This is true. Natalie pretty even with a bunch of bottles that you bought, she pretty much emptied the place.
Yeah.
So who's driving the car right now?
I am.
So you pull up to the corners market. Um, do you want to go in and do this, or do you want Dexter to go in and do this, or how do you want to do it?
We can both go in.
Yeah. As you're walking in, Dexter said, we should probably put a note in the window about the band playing tomorrow night.
Oh, well, yeah, we could do that. I left some flyers on their front counter a few weeks ago, but yeah, we could ask if we could stick one of them in the window.
Well, that is if they're not all gone already.
Right.
If it's been a few weeks, they might be gone. So the two of you walk in there. They've never really seen Dexter. Yeah. Because either you or Natalie are the ones that will get the blood Dexter's never really been in there. And you see Jewel helping a customer, but Dahlia's behind the counter. And she sees you and goes, you're back a third time. Uh,
Yeah, we dropped Nat off at the clinic, so we have Jules' restraints, returning those to him,
okay. Well,
and figured
he'll
we'd probably get some more blood too.
he'll be happy to know that you brought those back. Um, you're welcome to get more blood, but I'm gonna have to make an order for tomorrow morning because we're getting close to out now.
Yeah, well, I'll grab one of each, one bottle of each of our types, and
Yeah.
then I'll go uh, grab a bottle of gin too, because it's been one of those nights.
Uh, So you take, yeah, Dex is just sort of looking around because he's never been in here. Jules sees him and says hello, and uh, he walks, Dexter walks back up behind you, and um, Jules comes up from helping the other customer and goes, I don't think I've seen him in the store before. And Dex is like, no, you haven't. I've never, this is the first time I've been in here. And Jules sees the restraints on the side counter and goes, oh, you're done with those so soon, are you?
Yeah, Nat's at the clinic. They're taking care of her there.
Uh, well, I'm glad I could help. And I hope Nat gets better soon.
Oh, I do too. She's definitely not herself.
As we were talking earlier, things seem to be getting stranger by the day around here.
Yes, a little too strange for my taste.
The police, we just saw in the news that the police reported a fourth body.
Human?
Yeah,
And do they think it's the same woman?
yeah.
Ah,
Yes. And they're, the human police are basically at a loss to figure out why this woman is doing this.
well,
And
I
uh,
we sort of know why she's doing it.
well,
I mean, it's she's not really doing it. She's being controlled.
uh, that's not good.
No.
And Dex is like, we're gonna have to take care of this because we go to the cops and tell them that they're gonna, you, you know how much they like us already down here.
We
So
go to the cops, they're going to be waiting for us with sharpened stakes.
yeah, pitchforks and such.
And I mean, yeah, there's a lot of false information that humans may have about vampires. A lot of it's myth, but it's pretty accurate that a stake through the heart will kill us. I mean, who
Well,
wouldn't it kill?
well, yeah,
I mean, that would kill a human if you really think about it.
it would.
Uh,
You get it. You'd have to get it between the ribs, but yeah, it would. Um, and in Requiem, it won't technically. It's temporary
oh, okay, good to know.
until the stake is removed.
Ah,
So if they just stake you and leave it in there, there's no real difference. But if they stake you, leave it in there for a while, and then take it out, you can come back. But from what I would guess, it's still excruciatingly. So I wouldn't, you know,
yeah.
not something you'd really want to have happen.
No, no, ouch.
So, uh, yeah, Dex says we were about to start investigating now when this whole thing with Natalie occurred.
Yeah, I think it's a little too close to sun up to start now.
And Dahlia and Jewel are like, yeah, uh, you don't have enough time to go snooping around quite yet.
I don't, I mean, as much as what's going on is annoying, I don't think I want to escape it by turning into a pile of ash.
No.
That doesn't sound pleasant either.
Because Jewel says that is the only thing that will definitely kill you is that.
Yeah,
So it would
yes, I've had acquaintances that have found that out.
so it would definitely be better for all of us to go home and avoid that.
Yeah,
So you and Dex pick up your bottles and head back to the apartment. Um, which one of you goes in first? You or Dex?
well, I have the keys, so I'll unlock it and go in first.
Okay. So you unlock the door and both of you walk in. And you put the bottles of blood on the table in the kitchen. Or do you put them in the fridge? Directly in the fridge.
I'll put them in the fridge.
While you're doing that, Dexter walks in behind you. And he actually walks up to you as you're closing the fridge. And wraps his arms around you and goes, you know, given what happened tonight, uh, it might be nice not to sleep by ourselves tonight.
I agree.
And um, And as he says that, he has his arms wrapped around you. He almost trips, and he looks down, and there's a piece of paper on the floor that he stepped on. And it's a note. It's got writing on it. And he's like, how'd this get here?
What does it say?
He reaches down and picks it up. And in, that purplish black color, that goth, you guys are familiar with that. It's all over the club.
Right. Like my nails?
Yeah.
There we go. Like that?
Yeah. Those are nice, by the way. But the writing is in that color. And it says, leave me alone or you will be next.
And it's not signed, I'm assuming.
And it's not signed.
We haven't really been bothering anybody.
But the bigger question is, you're assuming it's this woman, which would be logical to given what's
Well,
going on.
how does she know who we are and where we live?
And how did she get in?
Yeah.
Because the door was locked and
Unless the note was from Nat.
It's possible. But why would she write you guys a note?
Well, you said she hasn't spoke. Dex said she hadn't spoken since getting home, so maybe for some reason she couldn't. Could had to write. Who knows?
Yeah, but be next for what?
Yeah. Or another possibility is maybe someone at the Invictus headquarters knows we're on to them.
Yeah,
And they're threatening us with what they did to Natalie.
That could be too.
Actually, that's probably my first thought, come to think of it.
Dex is like, I'm gonna go check all the windows.
Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea.
Because the doors were locked and
They weren't forced.
No.
So, yeah. And I keep our bedroom window closed, so if that's open at all, then it shouldn't be.
He says he searches around, checks all the windows, and comes back and says, nothing's been tampered with that I can see. So how in the world did somebody get in to leave that?
No idea.
Um, yeah.
And we're sure they're not still in here? You checked?
Unless they're in the rooms that don't have windows that I didn't go in. Yeah. I didn't like check the bathrooms or anything.
Right, well, that would be the
yeah.
only room. Maybe we should check the bathroom.
Yeah. So, well, I'll go check mine and you check the other one.
Okay.
You check your guys' bathroom.
All right.
So give me an investigation check or
Yeah, there's an investigation.
yeah.
Okay. Two successes.
Dex comes back and says, mine's fine. You, however, in the window in your bathroom, it's closed, but you see smears of the same color that the note was written in on the windowsill.
Well, now we know how whoever it was got in and out. Because I'm assuming they got out again because I didn't find anyone in the bathroom.
No. Dex is like, I don't know what the hell we got into, but we're into it,
Yeah.
whether we want to be or not. But we can't. It's getting late and we can't do anything about it now.
No,
So,
I'm not going back outside right now, that's for sure.
so we taking my room or yours?
Well, I have the bigger room, so you can come join me in mine.
Okay. And he puts his arm around your waist and basically the two of you head into your room for what doesn't necessarily promise to be a good night, a good day's sleep, as it were. And we'll pick it up there next time.
Okay.
And you can decide if anything happens between you and Dex, and then how this investigation is going to start
Right.
because they know who you are now, whichever possibility it might be.
Right. And we have live entertainment at the club in the morning.
So you can't necessarily get away from the club tomorrow night because
Right.
there's a band there tomorrow night. And you might want to call in the other bartenders so there's at least two of them.
Right.
Yeah, so, but I hope when this video gets out, I hope the people who see it enjoy our little game tonight. Did you have fun?
Yes, I did.
Um, follow us on all of our social media. This will be up within a day or two. It'll be up on our podcast within a day or two. We're now on Spotify and iHeartRadio. So go find our podcast. And if you go to the profile page of our Anchor/Spotify podcast, you can support the podcast if you would like. I am currently in the middle of working on our Patreon page and getting that up. And hopefully, if everything works out, we might have a mage game on there. And also, in the next couple of weeks around 4th of July, whatever the Saturday closest to the 4th of July is, we'll have a Call of Cthulhu game because I do that on holiday.
So that should be the Saturday closest. Actually, the Saturday closest to the 4th of July is July 1st.
Well, okay, that means I have less time to do this than I thought. Because, Elder Cthulhu Monsters barbecue too. So,
Don't want to know what they barbecue.
and a lot of them don't need the grill either. So, but we'll see how that goes when that happens. So, but, and as always in the description of the video, Robin's books are listed down there, and you should buy all of those. And yeah, put comments in the video because I'm always close to the YouTube channel, and there's always somebody in our Discord. So come join us, talk to us. Yeah. Because we want to know what you guys think, and if you have any really good ideas to kill off the characters, I might use them. You can always tell Robin to hurry up and finish her next book. So, and with that, that's all I've got. And
See you next time.
Okay. And next week will be Fallen Dragon's Ed's per normal. So join us for that. And with that, we hope you guys have a good night, and we'll see you soon.